Hello, Buffalo. Go.
Right now?
Allison. Hello, Buffalo.
Right now?
Yeah, get off your phone.
I'm sorry. I'm having to delete a bunch of emails. I can't.
You don't
stand.
have to delete them
I
right
do.
now
I
as
do.
we're starting our podcast.
Okay.
This is now my low today. Is you
It's not even
deleting your emails while I'm trying to talk to you.
Okay.
Just kidding. I have a really good low. Go ahead.
Okay. My high of the day was all of us singing Britney Spears in the car and having just a straight jam sesh.
Great high.
It was great.
High. That is also my high of the day.
Low of the day. My back's definitely been bothering me a bunch. It's not great.
You do have them back probs having 3 babies.
I do. And my buffalo. I'm proud of us for starting the Disney pack, if you will.
Ladies and gentlemen, next
this is
Sunday.
Mambo number 5.
Next Sunday we leave for Disney. All right.
Your high-low buffalo.
My high-low buffalo. My high today was definitely the Britney Spears jam. That was so fun. My low today was when Palmer was doing poses in the bathroom. Palmer was posing and she kept saying, "Mommy, look at this one. Mommy, look at this one." And then Allie would do one. And
She'd be like, "That's so great.
That's so great, Mommy." And I walked in and did a pose that was just silly. And she just looked at me and goes, "Daddy, that's disgusting." So that's my low today. Getting called disgusting by my daughter. She's not even a teenager yet.
That was
already
really good.
I'm dealing with this.
And it was quick. It was a good quick wit. I was
She's
low key proud.
Anyway, and my buffalo today.
I'm sorry, I'm really distracted by the laundry, the dryer in the background.
That is I bet that's really loud. 1 sec, sorry.
Oh, don't do this again. Oh, okay, good.
Just closing the door.
All right. He's back.
I also did that to have a few more seconds to think about my buffalo, and
It's literally anything. Can you just think of one thing from the day?
My buffalo is when Palmer and Wilson were doing a goodnight hug, and Palmer kind of picked him up off the ground, and Wilson went for the full-on leg wrap around, and then Palmer realizes he's too heavy and drops him, and then he falls and starts crying.
Yeah.
So,
And she started crying.
And then she started crying because she felt bad that she hurt him.
It was a whole thing.
It was hilarious.
But they love each other.
And also very endearing.
And that's a
sweet
win.
children.
They
Anyway,
love each other.
this is episode 21 of the Strong Opinions Weekly Held Podcast.
I.e. the literally no one cares.
Once again,
no,
we gotta
all
let
two of you.
That bit has got to go.
Or
Everyone cares.
only 2 people that care is what we could call it.
The 2 People Care About Us podcast.
Yeah.
I'm Will. This is Allie. Let's do it.
Or let's not. And say we did.
What if we just ended the podcast right there?
Will asked me to do this, and I was like, well, what are we going to talk about? And he says, I don't know. Let's find out. So
We leave for Disney on Sunday.
I don't know where this is going.
I've got lots. I always have something to talk about. If there's one thing that we know is that Will always has something to say.
Always.
We leave for Disney next Sunday.
We do.
And today we started packing for the first time, a week ahead of time.
Yeah.
Which feels reasonable for like a trip as big as Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Very organized. Allie has all of her outfits for the kids. We have our Animal Kingdom outfit, our Magic Kingdom outfit.
I did do the thing where
There's a monogram
matching.
on
There's
one of the sets.
Yeah. It's a whole thing, but I'm proud of us.
If you're from the South, you get it.
You do.
If you're not from the South, or maybe
just
Midwest, I
cute.
feel like Midwest people probably do that.
I have no idea.
Me either. But
I just know that it's really sweet. And this time they're all little, and this is probably going to be the last time I can get all 3 of them to match. And so
it's true.
I'm
They will
doing it.
look cute.
They're going to look
cute.
so precious.
They will.
But it seems silly, like you said, to pack a week in advance. But
I don't know. I didn't say it seemed silly. I said it seemed reasonable.
well,
There's a lot.
I think
There's
if some people are like, oh, you're leaving for vacation and you're starting to pack 7 days prior. I mean, that sounds a little crazy, but as we all know, with small children, you basically pack your entire house. But In this
true.
instance,
Also, I like to think of it not as packing 7 days ahead of time, but one weekend. Because let's talk about our busy week.
well, I was going to give us a compliment really
Oh,
fast.
girl.
So stop.
Don't
stop.
stop. Don't let
You
me stop you.
interrupted me.
Compliment.
But I think it's really neat to see after all this time married that like we complement each other really well, and especially with tasks like this.
Yeah, we do.
I am the more that's enough. I'm the more, I would say, planner of the two of us, of like when it
I
comes
think people will
to
be shocked by that.
when it comes to especially like the kids, and we're gonna need this and this and this, and thinking of all the stuff and organizing it. And you're definitely like the physical organizer of things. So like
Packmaster
we
General, as
do
I like
really
to say.
well when it comes to like packing things together, like for the
Right.
family, because I feel like
'Cause
we both
You show up to the actual packing with the list of things that need to get packed, and then I just
just
pack the crap out of it.
you do. And like all kids' clothes are packed. We have like our car stuff for the ride down
We got
there.
our swim stuff.
We've got swim stuff in like its own nice bag. Like we have worked very well together as a team, and I'm proud of us.
We do work well together as a team, Miss King. Thank you. Aw.
You're so welcome.
Everybody say, "Aw."
I do. I promise I like it.
Well,
Sometimes.
now I forgot. Oh, busy week. That's why we have to get
It's
started.
really not
It's
that
one
busy of a
week.
week.
Girl. All right, let's think about time that we have to pack.
Okay.
We both work.
Okay. And this is also, we have plenty of time, but we're also pretty lame of like, we're not going to stay up late.
I mean, okay.
Why
All right, two
would
things. One,
But
we both work,
yes.
which means the only time that we have to pack is from the time that we get home in the afternoon to when we go to sleep.
Yep.
Ain't nobody staying up late for the whole week before going to Disney.
Yeah.
Why? Because Disney is exhausting.
Yep.
That's why I've been wearing the weighted vest. You gotta get ready. Also, Allie hates the weighted
I
vest.
can't stand it. I need to go on a mini rant about this. It's overstimulating. Like just visually, there's a lot going on. And Will has this like horrible habit of standing too close to me or not realizing like the space he's taking up. And then you strap the vest on, and that's another 2 to 3 inches sticking out. And you're like, ooh, I'm gonna just slide in here. And no, I get taken out by this weighted vest. It's
That
ridiculous.
Never happens. She's making.
If you
want to
wear the weighted vest, wear it at work and while you're walking.
Never even come close to touching her while wearing the weighted vest. But all I heard out of all of that was she's visually stimulated by me wearing the weighted vest.
That is not what I said. You know it. Whatever.
So yes. So we're not staying up late.
No.
That's unreasonable. We have a lot to get done. Just both, like she teaches every day, which is exhausting.
Yeah.
I've got a lot to get done this week before
We'd be
we
too
leave.
grumpy if we stayed up
You'd
late.
be so grumpy. Monday, and then so Monday evening we have dinner at her parents.
Yep.
Her mom's best friend is in town.
Yeah.
So we are all going over there for family dinner time with best friend Allison, who, surprise, is who
I'm
Allison
named
here is named for. Then Tuesday night, Palmer
have
has a
a-
haircut. And Allie has her like big faculty meeting after school. So like not everyone like we won't be home until like already almost bedtime, like dinner
Like
time
5
and
o'clock.
bedtime.
Yeah.
And then Wednesday we have Chappie's in church.
Yep.
Chappie's, the best little deli, kids eat free, the most delightfully mediocre restaurant
Kids
of all time.
eat free. And let me
Can't
tell
beat
you,
it.
it's the best.
Thursday we might actually have nothing Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So we would have one evening. And then Friday,
That's like field day for us at school.
Allie
And
has
let's
field
be
day.
honest,
wanna
I
say
come
there's
home
something else going on
from
too.
field day.
So like then we would literally have like Thursday,
So
maybe Friday, and then
Hmm.
Saturday to try and pack for an entire family to go to Disney.
and I bet your parents are coming in Saturday. And
Probably,
I think
probably.
So we also have to like clean the house before we leave for vacation because I'm
True.
one of those
We're
that
getting
like
carpets cleaned while we're gone. It's gonna be nice.
excited. But
For
like
anybody
I have
who
to clean the
doesn't have
house.
small children destroy carpet, just
they
obliterate it.
do. If I could go back in time and tell ourselves, don't
Don't
like we
buy-
got a carpeting
get cheap
allowance.
carpet
Well, that, but like we could have lived with the carpets that were here for a
and
bit
just kept the money.
and just like been like,
we had
hey, we
known.
have little kids. Because let's be honest, if this carpet cleaning doesn't go well in like 7,
Okay.
8,
Okay. That's a good time.
7 to 10 years from
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
we're going to need to replace the carpets.
That's true. That's true. They are looking very rough.
They are.
Not to mention the big kid here. I spilled like an entire cup of coffee on the floor up here. So
I know.
it's
It's
just
the
bad.
thing
It's
is,
just
like,
bad.
some of these stains, you're like, whoa, what'd the kids do? And I'm like, well, that'd be Will with his protein powder.
Okay. That was just one day, and none of it got on the carpet.
That's
I cleaned what got on the carpet, and it didn't stain. It didn't. I cleaned it all out. Anyway, so
Suspect.
we leave for Disney on Sunday, and I want to give a quick shout out to friend of the pod. Dave,
Was he one of the two?
I think he might be. I wonder if Dave, if you listen, this is a shout out for you. For those of you who if you don't listen, Dave, we all know Dave. Dave Hicking.
I don't know who Dave is.
Doesn't matter. Not
Okay.
important for you.
But apparently we're thankful for you, Dave.
You are, because we read through it earlier today. Dave Hicking sent a giant everything you need to know about Disney World.
Oh, is this who you're talking about?
Yes,
Oh, okay,
email.
Yeah.
It was like the everything you need to know guide to Disney World, and it was incredible because
Disney for Dummies.
he fine-tuned it
By
for Dave. He good old Disney Dave. He fine-tuned it for our family and gave restaurant recommendations that
him
were
to do
kid
this?
friendly. No,
That's so
No.
nice.
we were just working on that.
That's really sweet.
We were
that
working on
somebody
that
did
logo project for HelpSpot, and we were just chatting. And I just mentioned in a few weeks, I'm gonna be gone for a whole week, just as a heads up.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, where are you going?" I'm like, "Going to Disney." And Dave was like, "I got you,"
Well,
and just
that's
sent me a
so
giant email.
nice.
It was awesome. So, shout
Thank
out,
you.
Dave. You rock. It was very helpful. We made some restaurant reservations through your recommendations.
Yeah.
So, anyway, wish us luck. If you have any Disney tips or recommendations, this is gonna go out on Thursday. Is when it usually goes out.
So that's not going to give us enough time to.
Maybe I'll release this early. Give us tips. We need tips. Tell us anything. We've gotten some good ones. One was
We have.
bring a poncho
Oh,
for
I mean,
strollers. That was a
yeah.
good one. So because it has pop-up
so-
showers, and you don't want to have a wet stroller when you have to leave it somewhere. So that's a good one.
Yeah. We got this. And thankfully, like we said, your parents are coming. So there's 4 adults to 3 kids.
That's true. That's true.
It's-
We're gonna
it's a
sneak
good-
away one night for a nice little dinner, just us. It'll be good. We're gonna have a good time.
Spring break 2025.
All right. Topic number 2.
Okay.
The other day, Allie looks at me
Oh, no.
and says, "I just saw this really good."
Oh, no.
Was it a reel or something? Some video where somebody was talking about the difference between consequences and practice.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about that for a minute because I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
That just because your child, I'm not okay, I'm going to try and
Do you want me to go?
I'm
You
gonna
want me to take the lead here
I
on
want
this?
to I want to try to say what I think it is, and then you're going to correct me and tell me more about it.
Okay.
The way it sounded to me was when your kid is not listening or your kid does something wrong that you've told them to do, a lot of times you just default to, you did not do what I asked you to, so now there is a consequence. Or you default, or sometimes, as I think we both try to do, we try to apply it to real world to say when you get older, if you choose to do these type of things, there are consequences. Here are what they are. And
Yeah.
you now have to experience them and understand what the consequences of those choices are.
Yeah.
There are valid reasons that you need to do that, and valid reasons for your kids to understand and face and handle consequences. But what I liked was this idea that not every time that your kid messes up or does something wrong is it necessarily a consequence. It could always be considered as practice. By changing the lens or the angle that you help them look at it, it becomes not a negative thing, but a way for them to be it's okay, I can try again and do better,
Yeah.
is the way that I took that.
Yeah.
You tell me more.
No, I totally agree with that. I think with any kind of behavior that you want to make sure when a child has a reaction, emotional or any kind of thing, that you have to take a pause and say, did I adequately prepare the child enough? Because
That's okay, I like that.
we know every child is different and operates differently. And I think that that's always what you have to consider, especially if, you have kids in the home. And we parent, I think our 5-year-old daughter differently than we do our 3-year-old son, because we
Very
have
different.
to. They're
Very different.
And I mean, the overarching themes are the same for everybody, but we have to navigate things differently with where they're at. And I think kids thrive, and people freak out when they hear this, but kids thrive on routine and they thrive on structure. And that is something that I feel like I brought to this from the jump when we started having kids, of like, look, this is what we're going to do. And I feel very strongly about providing a strong framework for our kids, and, routines, and also routines with us. Like, I don't want them to have to guess how mom and dad are going to react to things.
That's a good point.
And so I think we've tried really hard to prep our kids for situations and explain, this is how you handle it. And
This
when
is how we
people
expect you to
just
behave.
when people just blanket it or only say it one time, that's not going to be enough.
Right.
And so I think when you have these behaviors of kids get upset and you're like, well, you didn't do this, or, that is a reaction to let you know something didn't click necessarily. Now, we all know you could prep and plan and explain and do all of this, and it's still not the right choice. Then I think that's when you have like the natural consequences come into play.
Right,
but I think if I'd be willing to bet 9 out of 10 times, and especially with us, because, we all fall short, it's like you have to take the beat and take the breath of, did I do enough work to help them through this? And is there a reaction because they didn't know and they need more practice? Or did they know and now it's the time for the natural consequences that follow?
Boom.
Sorry, I'm very passionate about all of this.
In case you didn't notice, Allie just talked more than she's talked in any other episode of this entire show combined.
I just think it's interesting.
Because Allie is very, very good at this stuff. I'm so lucky to have her and that's why I wanted to bring it up, because I thought that was like a really good, I don't know. I'm constantly learning things about how to parent better, and sometimes I don't do a good job receiving parental critique, so to speak.
Okay.
Feedback, encouragement,
well,
all of these things. So
we're always a united front.
We are,
always. That's, I hope our kids will always know that.
Rule number 1, if we disagree on something, it's not in front of the kid with how to, that goes down another topic.
I was going to say another rabbit hole.
If we disagree with how the other person is dealing with a child, we never disagree in front of the child. We support each other. And then behind the scenes, we figure out how we would do it.
Yeah.
If we disagree, we disagree behind the scenes and figure it out for next time.
Yeah,
but we do feel strongly that you should disagree in front of your children about like interpersonal things.
Yeah, like there will be times of, if we're frustrated with each other, of not anything to do with the kids, but when he leaves another cabinet door open, or something that's bothering us, or I didn't like the way he said something, or vice versa.
Right.
That like, if we're being frustrated with one another, I don't always want our kids to see, well, they were frustrated, and then the next day magically fine. It was all fine. Like, they do need the example of, hey, you know what? I'm really sorry. I was frustrated and I should not have talked like that,
Or like even just like continuing to disagree, but being able to handle disagreement conversations calmly, respectfully, so that our kids understand, like, okay, if you do disagree with someone, you don't have to hide that or shove it down.
Yeah.
But you do have to be able to talk calmly with the other person if you do disagree.
Yeah.
And kids learn, I would say, I'm not a professional, but just like by gut instinct, I would say kids probably learn 70 to 75% of what they learn throughout, especially early childhood, by like observation than by direct
for sure
teaching and stuff.
Examples are powerful, and I just think that, I don't know, the reel that you originally talked about, it was just interesting how that phrased things of like, the next time your child has like any kind of reaction, do they need a consequence or do they need practice? And I think it's good to have those things that make you stop in your tracks and think, okay,
yeah, girl,
how did I handle this?
Agreed. Hard agree.
Yeah.
So good. We will be practicing how to practice with our kids.
Yeah.
For sure. Because we like just figured, like, it's like, I think it was one of those things where you like, you hear it and you're like, oh, like that's like, we've tried to, like, we've been phrasing things similar to that, but having like an actual like terminology and framework for it feels like
Yeah.
it will be a lot more effective.
For sure.
Cool.
I don't know.
Anything on your mind?
No, I've just gone down like the behavior and reinforcement stuff, like rabbit hole in my brain, and that's a hole.
That's a giant hole.
That is. That is.
If you like this kind
We
of stuff,
don't need to-
honestly, Allie should have her own podcast about
No.
all of that. She would be
I'm
very
not like a
good.
professional. I just,
Wrong. You teach kindergarten and you went to school for early childhood development, and your mom is a school psychologist. If there was anybody who was
but I think it's
qualified
just-
to talk casually about it to people who are
Yeah.
not professional, like it's not like you're talking to other school psychologists or other like educators. It's like these are just like regular people who are like, oh, this is one thing I think about all the time. If I had not married Allie, I would know none of this crap. None of it. Absolutely none of it. And I would feel like you don't know what you don't know. And now that I know all of this, I'm like, man, how much would I have messed my kids up? And like kids are resilient.
They are.
And like it's a lot about like where your heart is when you're doing all this stuff. But like having these tools and like these approaches makes a world of difference. Of like the times when you feel like you're beating your head against a wall trying to like communicate with your kids when they're like emotionally charged, like having all these things in your tool belt makes a world of difference, and it's incredible. And like most normal people who don't have any kind of like background or history in this or never did any research on it, it's just like, whoa, that's possible.
I love to talk about it.
And it's great. Anyway,
So
love it.
there's my plug of things that I actually love to talk about.
It's very true. I try to bring them up when they apply. All right. Number 3. I'm going on a live show this week.
I'm going to be really honest. That's real dangerous for you, man.
It's gonna be fun.
It's going to be a time. I feel like I need to get like the producer like headphones and the mic
man,
and be
a
there and be
Britney
like,
mic.
no,
Allie-
don't say that.
Allie does need a Britney mic.
I
That
just
would be
feel like
incredible.
you can't do that. You know, like you're going to get. I'm really distracted by what you're doing
It's
right
okay.
now.
Don't pay attention. Just keep talking.
No, that's what I'm talking about. No, I think
You need a
Will
Britney
goes
mic. You're a
down.
producer.
Will goes down like really bad rabbit holes, and we'll just kind of like wander off and wander back. And then you're like, did he even answer the question? And so I just feel like live Will makes me a little nervy.
That's true. I think okay, so I have like some thoughts on why this might go better for me.
Why?
Okay, so just to give everybody some context, the other week, Jason Lingstorff, I think is how you pronounce his last name, Jason Lingstorff, who does like all those awesome, I mean, y'all know who he is. He does really great videos.
All two of you.
Okay, okay, check this out. No, it's awesome.
I'm not saying, look, I'm
he
just
does
laughing.
this. He does all of these like developer game shows. This one's called Leet Heat, where you have to eat something really spicy and then try to answer code problems while your like mouth is on fire. Love that. Then there's like this other one that's really cool where it's called Web Dev Challenge. He's like making like
Are
reality.
you legit enough to be on this?
He's making like a reality TV. 1, that's very rude and hurts my feelings. 2, he does this reality show called Web Dev Challenge where like 4 developers get together and they have like a day.
And they want you on here?
No, this is not what
Oh,
I'm
okay.
doing.
Sorry.
They have a day. They all fly out to Portland with him and film for like a day trying to build like some sort of like software with like rule. It's like a like a bake off but for developers basically. It's very fun, very cool.
That's your jam?
And then his other thing that he does like very frequently once a week is called Learn with Jason.
Okay.
So that's what I will be on. It's called Learn with Jason. It's you know what, I bet I did not check which mic was recording and I'm realizing this now. This is probably all the wrong mic. Anyway, if this audio is crap, I'm so sorry, guys.
This is not good. You're not learning with Will.
Sorry, ADHD. It happens.
Once again, are you qualified for this?
I will be. All right, so Learn with Jason. It's like an hour and a half, 90-minute.
You're going to talk with somebody for an hour and a half?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm going to talk with him for an hour and a half. But
No.
so
Okay.
there's 2 parts.
Wait.
It's
Wait.
2-part
I need to be
situation.
heard real fast. Please.
Okay.
Is this where you're doing it from?
I am.
You're going to make sure that it's all picked up and lovely behind you?
Yes. I was thinking of like angling it because it'll be in the middle of
Where?
the day and I want some better, like, I don't know, just like
Not that.
Not windows are behind me.
Pull the
I don't
curtain.
know. I also have a green screen.
You what?
I have a green screen. So I thought maybe I could do green screen background
You have a green screen?
Mm-hmm.
Since when?
since I started recording some videos.
You've been recording videos?
Well, for like the conferences that I've been like putting pitches into.
You bought a green screen.
Yeah, let me show you one.
Oh no. What?
Here, look at this.
Now I don't feel bad about
About what?
buying those lamps.
The green screen was free. And the lamps were not expensive. So like MBD girl.
Okay. What?
All right, look at this.
Can you show this right now? Oh, this is your framework for ambitious projects.
Yeah. All right. So, see, I'm like down here. In
I
that
did see
right-
this. I guess it didn't dawn on me that would have been a green
Yeah,
screen.
the one that I like, I did another one that was very similar to this for like my Lambda Comp thing. So yeah, I like got a green screen, so I could like start
Okay.
doing like, I'm down in the right and like codes up here or like design is up here, that kind of stuff. But I also know that you hate this background.
I don't hate it. I just want to make sure that you
Clean it up, pick it up.
tidy it.
But like it's bad because like when the sun is up in the middle of the day, like lighting is really gross and terrible. So anyway,
Okay.
Learn with Jason. 90 minutes. We'll get there, folks. It's 90 minutes. He posted and was like, hey, who's out there doing cool or interesting things that they could teach about for this thing that I do? And friend of the pod, Sam Rose, said, I have been really loving Will King's posts on the game engine that he's building. And he shared like my posts.
Are you still building that?
I just have been very busy, so I haven't had just a ton of time. But I have to because I'm doing a conference talk on it in like a couple months. So like I got to keep building on it. So podcast this week with him, and it's going to be about like the game engine that I'm building and like lessons that I've been learning while building it, that kind of thing. So it's kind of going to be like I'm going to use it as like a test run for like my conference talk to kind of like, so like, I think he said for like 15 to 20 minutes or something like that, or 30 minutes.
Oh,
It's
yeesh.
like a podcast. We're just having a conversation, I think, to start things out. And then the rest of it is like me actually trying to he's going to do the coding, and I'm going to try and walk him through how to build like a small demo of whatever the topic is. So my job is to like try to walk him through building some sort of game engine on the podcast.
Neat.
Yeah. So this week, I've got to write a small demo, a bull game engine, so that I can actually walk him through it.
And
So
you can do this?
Yeah, girl. Guys, I swear, Allie thinks I'm an idiot.
No.
She like
no.
doesn't think I actually
No.
am like qualified for some of the stuff that I'm able to do. I like show her stuff, and she's just like, "Okay, you made a couple of rectangles.
I mean-
It's like, they're good rectangles,
My
though. You
God.
don't understand."
The square stuff. Okay. Cool.
So, also need to be doing that this week. Ain't nobody got time to be packing for Disney during the week when you got a lot going on like
Nope.
this. So, anyway, I think that's going to be fun. It's either going to be really awesome or it's going to be really bad.
How can
So-
I tune in to watch this and troll in the comments?
Ooh, it'll be on YouTube, so you could just get on YouTube.
All right.
I'll probably post a link to it.
Yes.
Leading up to it, and also like when it starts. So,
Cool.
thanks, friends.
Thanks, friends.
I hope y'all join and watch and troll me, because that'll be more fun than actually trying to see me be successful teaching something. I'm not sure if I
That'll
will
be
be or
great.
not.
You're going to do a great job.
I probably will not.
You will.
Honestly. I think I will
You
do.
will.
Here's the thing. I was thinking about this the other day. I'm really good at talking to people and like having a good conversation, having everyone feel like, wow, that was like really fun, and I did not feel uncomfortable. So like I'm really confident in being able to do like podcasts with other people and
Yeah.
strangers, because I'm like, I could talk to a brick wall.
Yep, that's true.
Now, where the kink comes in is, can my ADHD brain focus in to
I just don't know if you can,
walk
like,
somebody through
the
something?
multitask of
It's
it
not
all.
the multitask, because I won't be doing the coding. He will, and I'll just be kind of like.
But you have to
walking
watch
through-
him do it.
I do
And then
have to
also
have-
talk
I
him
do-
through.
I
So
do, but
there's
it's
the
like-
multitask
But it's
coming
like,
into play.
can I break a problem down into a way that, like, my brain thinks of it from like multiple directions all at once. You know, like my brain's like, oh, there's this piece and this piece and this piece, and they're all kind of moving forward at the same time, and then they like merge together. Whereas like for something like this,
Sounds chaotic.
it's just how my brain works.
Okay.
And so like, but for this, it's probably like, oh no, like we've got to like stair step each concept until they like build a whole one at a time. So it's like, so I've got to like, I've started it. I've got to finish like a full working demo, and then deconstruct it. Like I got to build it, make it work, and then try to deconstruct it
Okay.
after I've done it
Okay.
to be like, okay, this is the little pieces. If any of you want to like give me feedback on how I plan on stepping through it, that would be awesome.
You're gonna need to like do this tomorrow.
Hit me with my DMs. Yeah, I probably will be doing some like nighttime work for this for sure. But
No, I meant the podcast because if you need people's Disney tips,
I do
and this.
so many tips. I'll release this tomorrow. You're right. Early pod.
Woo.
Anyway,
Well,
and then, all right. So get this. We have Disney.
Okay.
Last thing, then we'll wrap it up and go to bed.
I just don't even know what this could be about.
Disney next week.
Yes.
Almost a whole week. Then we get back. And how many weeks is it until we leave again? 3?
I think 3.
Then it's like 2 or 3 weeks, and then we go to React Miami. And Allie's coming with me, and I'm so excited. It's going to be so much fun.
Oh my stars! You're making this into
It's going to be great. It is a thing.
It is not a
It is a
thing.
thing.
You're
We get to
going
hang
to
out with
accom-
internet friends, and Allie's going to be there. Guess what, everybody? She's going to know y'all are real. It's going to be great.
Ugh.
Allie gets to meet all of my,
No.
not all of them, because it's not like a Larable thing. So
I am going.
we'll miss out on some of
to
them. But
just
Aaron's
stay
going
at
to
a
be
hotel.
Aaron's going to be there.
I think I'm gonna just enjoy some quiet.
All the
time.
like profile pictures that comment on stuff that you're like, who are these strangers? Are not going to be strangers anymore. They're going to be your best friends. It's
I'm
going to be
gonna
great.
stay in the hotel. You have a blast. You're gonna.
Allie's
live
like,
it up.
I'm gonna brain rot in
I am.
in the hotel room watching something when it's,
I know.
and then like get some pool time. It's
We'll
gonna be
see.
fun. It's gonna be a good time.
but
I'm gonna have fun, and I'm gonna have even more fun because when I'm not having fun with the nerds, I get to have fun with this. Let me keep it PG. This
Okay,
very,
stop. I'm uncomfortable. Quit.
all right, I'll stop. Good night.
Good night.
Wait, did you have something? You said
No, I was just gonna like try to say you really need to stop talking, but
I do. We have ice cream to get to.
we did.
Good night.